Welcome to Gerald Khalil's Conversation Piece. I share my thoughts on social content in sports, politics, and entertainment. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So going back to her collegiate days, Caitlin Clark has emerged as one of the most popular and polarizing athletes. Unfortunately, there are folks who dislike Caitlin, which includes many haters, aka a lot of the WNBA players, racists, and many political pundits. Yet, despite all of these obstacles, Clark has kept a level head and she's dominated her WNBA rookie season with the Indiana Fever. And despite a slow start, she ended her regular season averaging 19.5 points a game, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds a game. As a rookie, not only did she lead the league in assists, but her 329 assists are a single season league record. She also set the rookie record for points. To top things off, Clark was able to lead the Fever to the playoffs for the first time in 8 years. There's no question that she'll win the WNBA Rookie of the Year award, but despite all of her accolades, there's still a debate on whether or not she's a dominant player. Now, this topic was discussed on Gilbert Arenas' podcast with Gilbert, Cheryl Swoops, and Rashad McCants. Now, I only took a portion of the video, so if you want to view it in its entirety, there's a link below. So let's see what they had to say, and then I'll come back and give my thoughts.
So, Cheryl, you talked about, obviously, the Fever struggling early in the season, but let's talk about what's happened lately. Been one of the hottest teams in the W post-Olympic break. I believe 9-4 in that span. Caitlin Clark, huge reason for that success. So set the WNBA single season assist record, kept adding to a record-breaking season on Sunday, dropping a career-high 35 points in a win over the Dallas Wings to set the WNBA single season scoring record for a rookie, surpassing Simone Augustus' previous record. So we got to add context. Clark has 761 points in 39 games. Augustus set the previous record of 744 points in 2006 when the WNBA season was only 34 games. But for the season, Caitlin Clark's averaging 20 points, league-leading 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 1.3 steals, and now has the Fever back in the playoff for the first time since 2016. So are you surprised by Caitlin Clark and the Fever's improvement since the Olympic break?
Since the Olympic break?
Or do they need that rest?
No doubt. I think, and so I've talked about this with some other people. I felt like the Olympic break helped the Indiana Fever more than any other team. And I felt like the Olympic break really hurt Chicago. Because I thought before the break, Indiana was playing well, Chicago was playing well. And granted, there have been injuries and things like that. But since the Olympic break, this Indiana Fever team, to me, is a completely different team. And I don't know if people really understand how much, rest plays a part of that. Because when you look at Caitlin, she went from playing in college, playing in the Final Four, going to the draft, going to training camp, season starts, and the Fever are playing, I don't know how many games they played just in a row. But what I've seen from this team, it's not just about one player, but their ability to really gel together, and their chemistry right now is they look like they've been playing together for years. And I do think what Caitlin's been able to do in a short period of time has been very impressive, right? And so, because I know people are like, oh my God, you said she wouldn't be good. But I didn't say she wouldn't be good. What I said was I didn't think Caitlin or Angel would come into the league and dominate immediately, which I don't think either of them did.
And but you weren't the only one who said that. So I think a lot of people felt that way. You talk to a lot of players in the W, it's like, look, it's hard for rookies to make that transition from college to the W.
Gino said it too.
Ariana said
hard. It, and
But
it's unfortunate.
But you said it, but you're saying it, dominate, right? When we're talking about Caitlin, we're talking about when she said dominate, when we're saying dominate, we're thinking what she does in college.
Score the ball.
Mm-hmm.
She's dominated college, right?
No, she dominated in college.
She dominated. So when she says you won't come here and dominate off the rip, averaging 17 is not dominated compared to averaging 30-something for 4 straight years.
But that
right?
was also like the
But-
first half of the season. I feel like after the break, I still
different
don't.
Caitlin.
I still don't think she's dominating, but she's a different player than she was in the first half of the season. And I think because of her adjustment and her ability to play first half of the season, you have a break. And it was great that the Olympics was this year, right? That she came into the league. You had a break, had an opportunity to work on your game, do whatever it was she did, but also an opportunity to practice with your teammates. And like, I've never questioned if Caitlin was a good player.
Yeah.
I think she's a hell of a player. And my thing was, no, I didn't think she would come in and dominate. I thought it would take her some time to adjust to being a professional. And to me, I think that's exactly what she's done. And her teammates have, like, they too have taken their game to a whole nother level. I think that's what has made this Indiana Fever team a hell of a team post-Olympic break.
Yeah.
So the question has to be, what is the definition of dominant in both Cheryl's and Gil's minds? They argue that since Clark dominated in college with her scoring ability, that she didn't dominate during her rookie season because her scoring totals weren't similar to what she did in college. And again, you can see the whole argument in its entirety if you go to the link. Now, to be honest, I don't really understand that logic. What about her assists? Did she not set a record? And didn't she set a rookie scoring record? And didn't she set the single season 3-point record? And was she not the first rookie in the history of the league to record a triple-double? And did she not lead her team to the playoffs? How is that not domination? Now, they mentioned A'ja Wilson as someone who was dominating, and trust, A'ja has been dominating. But I think they failed to keep things in perspective. What Caitlin, is doing is domination. And not to compare the two, but Caitlin's a rookie, and that makes her accomplishments more impressive. And again, if you check out the link, you'll find that McCants' arguments lined up with mine. Caitlin Clark has brought a lot of new fans to the WNBA. Her ability to hit 3-pointers from almost half court and to see the floor in order to dish out assists have never been seen amongst any WNBA player. Her presence alone is filling up arenas. And if we're keeping it real, before Clark, no one cared. Yes, other players such as Angel Reese has brought more notoriety, and she's brought a fashion and flair to the league that's badly needed. And she's a great player, but her game is not transcendent. And if I'm going to watch a WNBA game, Caitlin Clark better be playing. Otherwise, I'm just not interested. Leave your comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.